Hello and welcome to Siyasat TV. I am Sumayya Junaid Ahmed bringing you the news. Here are the headlines.
Restrictions on international passenger flights extended till 31st of March. On 2nd of May, hold me to my last tweet, says Prashant Kishore on Bengal polls. Tejasvi Yadav wades into Assam electoral waters looking for allies. Warm farewell to sniffer dog in Nasik after 11 years of his service. In Telangana, 8 arrested over cow slaughtering. Hyderabad experiences hottest day of the season on Friday. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman approved operation to capture or kill Khashoggi, says United States intelligence report. Khashoggi banned United States to impose visa ban on 76 Saudi citizens.
Let's begin with our top story. Aviation Watchdog Directorate Journal of Civil Aviation or DGCA said in a statement on Friday the restrictions on international passenger flights have been extended to 31st of March.
The restrictions will not apply to international all-cargo operations and flights specially approved by the Aviation Watchdog. The restrictions on international flights in country were announced in March last year to check the transmission of the coronavirus. Over the months, the Centre, which is the highest executive authority in matters related to the pandemic, has eased restrictions in most of the sector of the economy, but not the international flight operations.
Moving on to our next story, one of the key battles of democracy in the country will be fought in West Bengal. Poll strategist Prashant Kishore said today, referring to an assembly election starting from 27th of March.
He also shared the Trinamool Congress's main slogan, Bengal only wants its own daughter. On Twitter, Mr. Kishore's company IPAC assisting the ruling party in formulating a strategy to stop BJP, which has made a deep inroad in the state with its settlers general election performance in its track. West Bengal elections will be held in 8 phases from March 27 to April 29. The Election Commission announced on Friday, making the largest ever polls in the state. The result will be declared on 2nd of May.
And Tejasvi Yadav's Rashtriya Janata Dal may have lost the Bihar Assembly polls of the October-November 2020 to the NDA, but not before giving incumbent Chief Minister Nitish Kumar a minor scare. He is now carrying the battle scars that contest over Assam, the northeastern state set to vote in April and March. The young leader has been camped in Guwahati since the last evening with the polls panel announced the voting schedule.
The RJD is likely to contest in Assam and Mr. Yadav is looking for allies. Like in Bihar, there is a 6-party Mahagathbandhan in the state, 2 led by the Congress. Speculation is rife that RJD will join it even though it has no base in Assam. The Congress is allied with the RJD nationally and has always maintained good relations since the days of Lalu Prasad Yadav, the Bihar-based party's founder. He met the Congress leadership last evening.
Moving on, Prime Minister Narendra Modi today asked the toy manufacturers to use less plastic and more eco-friendly material in addition to focus on the innovation. Inaugurating the first India Toy Fair 2021, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, "We have to become Atmanirbhar in toy sector and also cater to the global market."
The Prime Minister also interacted with the traditional toy makers of Channapatnam, Varanasi and Jaipur and exhorted them with innovative and make traditional toys more relevant, keeping in view changing taste of children. He asked the toy manufacturers to make eco-friendly, attractive and innovative toys and use more recyclable material.
Alright, a sniffer dog part of Nasik Police Bomb Detection and Disposal Squad received a warm farewell after 11 years of meritorious service.
Maharashtra Home Minister Anil Deshmukh led the tributes online between tweeting a video of sniffer Spike who was paraded on the bonnet of the police vehicle decorated with balloons and roses. Police personnel walked alongside the vehicle applauding Spike for his contribution over the years. Mr. Deshmukh said, "He was just not a canine but became a part of police family. I salute him for his service towards the nation."
Let's bring you the latest on the COVID figures in the country. India's COVID-19 tally caseload crossed 1.10 crore mark with 16,488 new coronavirus cases and 113 deaths reported in the past 24 hours. Remember, this is the government data shared by the Health Ministry coming up early this morning. Amid concerns of a third wave, more than 12,179 people successfully fought off the viral disease, taking the overall recoveries to 1,07,63,451. The country now has 1,10,79,979 cases and more than 1,56,000 lives lost due to COVID-19, whereas Telangana recorded 178 new COVID-19 cases and 1 fatality. Let's shift our focus to Telangana, where GHMC is planning to extend the health services of Basti Dawakhanas to new areas and adding 50 more to its already existing 224 run clinics. Each day, around 22,000 beneficiaries have been utilizing the services of Basti Dawakhanas under GHMC limits, and with 50 more such clinics, the authorities are hopeful of extending services in new areas.
According to officials, on an average, each Basti Dawakhanas receive about 90 to 100 outpatients every day for treatment, medical assistance and diagnostic tests. Since the Basti Dawakhanas are receiving good response helping citizens undergo free treatment, the GHMC has decided to extend their services to areas which lack such facility. Presently, their clinics are offering more than 50 kinds of services including free tests like OPD consultation, basic lab diagnosis and provision of free medicines.
Siddipet Commissioner of Police Joe Davis said 8 persons were arrested by the Siddipet police for allegedly slaughtering 16 cows and selling in the meat market. Around 40 animals were brought to the poultry farm at Old Pallur Road on Siddipet outskirts on Friday. Locals found slaughtering of cows and posted the matter to the BHP, VHP, Bajrang Dal, Hindu Wahini and other organizations who visited the place.
However, the culprits fled the spot by the time activists rushed to the spot. The organization held a bike rally in the town protesting against the act and tried to shut down the shops demanding action against the culprit. The police pacified the activists and registered a case against those involved in the incident. The Commissioner of Police reviewed the situation at the old bus stand in Siddipet and deployed heavy security at the sensitive areas. Autopsy was conducted on the slaughtered cows.
Today morning, in a freak mishap, one person was killed when a rashly driven car crashed into the road divider at Hastinapuram in Vanasthalipuram.
Sources said the driver Gautam, who was allegedly driving under the influence of alcohol, lost control of the car and jumped and hit a traffic signal pole and then crashed into a divider. They were proceeding from Sagar Ring Road towards Vanasthalipuram when the incident occurred at 4 a.m. Due to the impact, Sandeep, who was seated on the back seat of the car, suffered grievous injuries and died. The Vanasthalipuram police are investigating, while Gautam was taken into custody. Another person travelling in the car went absconding.
Hyderabad seems to have gotten its first taste of summer as the mercury soared to 36 degrees Celsius on Friday. According to the data available with the Indian Meteorological Department, Hyderabad, this is the highest temperature recorded so far this season.
While the nights have been cool in February with the minimum temperatures hovering between 14 degrees Celsius to 21 degrees Celsius, the days have steadily been getting hotter, especially over the last 1 week. With a difference of 8 degrees over the last 1 week, summer seems to be coming early. Also, according to IMD website, the 36-degree temperatures recorded on Friday is a difference of 2 degrees Celsius from the normal. Around the same time last year, in the last week of February 2020, the maximum temperature recorded was 35 degrees Celsius.
Moving on to our international news, United States intelligence agencies concluded that Jamal Khashoggi was killed by the Saudi hit squad operating under the command of Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. An unclassified United States intelligence report released on Friday confirms for the first time what is the role of United States intelligence officials believe that Saudi Arabia's de facto ruler played in the 2018 killing of the Saudi journalist.
The Foreign Ministry said in a statement issued by the Saudi press agency, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia completely rejects the negative, false and unacceptable assessment in the report pertaining to the kingdom's leadership and notes that the report contained inaccurate information and conclusions. This was an abhorrent crime and flagrant violation of the kingdom's laws and values. The ministry statement said the crime was committed by a group of individuals that have transgressed all pertinent regulations and authorities of the agencies where they were employed. The concerned individuals were convicted and sentenced by the courts in the kingdom, and these sentences were welcomed by the family of Jamal Khashoggi.
And Saudi Arabia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has rejected a report by the United States intelligence report released on Friday that assigns accountability to the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman for killing of Jamal Khashoggi.
The Foreign Ministry said in a statement issued by the Saudi press agency, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia completely rejects the negative, false and unacceptable assessment in the report pertaining to the kingdom's leadership and notes that the report contained inaccurate information and conclusions. This was an abhorrent crime and flagrant violation of the kingdom's laws and values. The ministry statement said the crime was committed by a group of individuals that have transgressed all pertinent regulations and authorities of the agencies where they were employed. The concerned individuals were convicted and sentenced by the courts in the kingdom, and these sentences were welcomed by the family of Jamal Khashoggi.
Well, the administration of the United States President Joe Biden announced a visa ban on Friday targeting 76 Saudi Arabian citizens over the 2018 killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi and have announced sanctions, but Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is not in the sanction list.
In a statement on Friday, United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken said the world was horrified by Khashoggi's murder and announced a visa restriction policy named after prominent Saudi journalist and dissident. The Khashoggi ban allows the State Department to impose visa restrictions on individuals who, acting on behalf of foreign government, are believed to have been directly engaged in serious extraterritorial counter-dissident activities. Blinken added, as a matter of safety for all within our borders, perpetrators targeting dissidents on behalf of any foreign government should not be permitted to reach American soil. Joe Biden's action in the first week of his administration appears aimed at fulfilling campaign promises to relance Saudi ties after critics accuse his predecessor, former President Donald Trump, of giving the Arab ally and major oil producer a pass on gross human rights violation.
Before we wrap up our bulletin, let's have a look on our headlines.
Restrictions on international passenger flights extended till 31st of March. On 2nd of May, hold me to my last tweet, says Prashant Kishore on Bengal polls. Tejasvi Yadav wades into Assam electoral waters looking for allies. Warm farewell to sniffer dog in Nasik after 11 years of his service. In Telangana, 8 arrested over cow slaughtering. Hyderabad experiences hottest day of the season on Friday. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman approved operation to capture or kill Khashoggi, says United States intelligence report. Khashoggi banned United States to impose visa ban on 76 Saudi citizens.
These were all the updates. More news on the other side. Thank you for your time. For more news, stay tuned to Siyasat TV.